Okay, welcome to what is pretty much version 2 or attempt 2 of a VR rocket thruster game that I'm sort of dabbling with, really just trying to learn Unreal Engine and seeing where that goes, with an idea that it was just something that I want to play that doesn't really exist in the way that I want to play it. So this is right, there's a lot of different things that I want to talk about, be waffling away about. But wow, check it out. That's fucking sick, dude. We got these volumetric clouds. Whether or not this is going to run or not on your machine, I don't know. Because I've not really done that much with the performance. I was trying to get something to do with the resolution. Anyway, really, this is just a step one where I was trying to... I had to rebuild this completely from scratch because I couldn't get it to migrate to 5.7. So here is a completely new version of the game where it was good practice just to go through and sort of relearn or recover territory, blah 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 blah. But yeah, it's pretty much, I don't know about the resolution and stuff like that. It looks really fucking good. So I'm running the 5080, and I don't know if it's demanding or not. All I can tell you is it's running really fucking good here, but whether it will on lower end systems or not, I don't know. But I do plan on looking more into that, but that's not the point. Right, so we've got the most interesting thing about this one that's quite cool is the Substrate materials, which I've never used or seen really other than in videos. So I'm pretty like, wow, that's cool, dude. So we got this, warpy glass that's pretty fucking cool, man. So, and then what else we got? So just me getting used to modeling again, where I had to throw this together because the last one I made was literally just as quick as I could possibly make something, and this too is kind of similar, but I'm at least starting to get my head around, like, right, okay, I know how to manipulate the models to a point where I can probably make something with, there's two different things here, and I'll do the same where I make it all different components that all have different materials and blah, 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 blah. But really, I was just trying to set myself up so that by the time I got to the point where I was on a week on holiday, I would already be at this point, and it's mission accomplished. So I'm pretty chuffed about that. Whether I actually do anything or not, or just play Pal World all week, is a different story. I've set up a Patreon, which is really just to have this for this, so it's like focused on this, because my YouTube is literally just whatever the fuck I want to upload at any given second. So it's a bit messy and a bit of a scrapbook, which is, that's the way I want it. That's what it's for, really. But yeah. Anyway, so you can download this, you can try it. This one, the main, we've lost like enemies. We don't have guns yet. But I'll be doing that next, really. That's pretty much what the focus is going to be, probably guns. But the main thing here is the fact that the VR thrusters are kind of in a good spot. They feel good. Like I say, definitely want to reset the VR view if it feels like it's not operating intuitively, because it really is. That's the key thing, with something that's potentially so motion sickly. Well, it really just isn't, is the point, like you got such good control that like it depends on, obviously it's relative to where your arms are. So, you control it completely, and the further apart your arms are, the more, like, I don't know. I just love it. I think it's really fucking cool. Anyway, I think that's all I want to say. I think that's it. Hopefully, more to come, possibly, but no, I'm amped. I'm on one. When stuff's going well, you end up getting more into it, and I spent a lot of time trying to get this to run good, and Grok has gotten a lot better. So when I started doing this, I was using Gemini, and it was a fucking nightmare, but it was good. Like, it was better than nothing. It basically was just something to soundboard off, and it pointed me in 20 wrong directions, and then eventually through it doing that, I would learn a lot, and then eventually it point me, I'd find the right direction myself. And it's not totally dissimilar with Grok, where it will send me on fucking wild goose chases, but it really helped me get a good, say, INI file. That was one thing that I found really helpful this time around for Unreal. So the project's got a pretty good INI. That gold looks fucking amazing. Right, anyway, we'll go down and check out this one. But yeah, for scale, I just have some bigger cubes with some other materials, but I don't want this to be the biggest, heaviest, like, nothing game ever. So I just put a couple of cubes, and really, the bigger the cubes got, the reason I was putting them there was to test out scale and how I want the game to be. These are made of honey. They're just there. I was going to make circuit to follow, but I decided against that just because I don't know. I kind of want this to be about like generally hovering, looking down, and shooting at stuff. Like that's kind of or shooting people or in the air if you're playing multiplayer, you know. So because when you're just like flying a circuit, you end up looking up a lot, which is a bit. It's fine, but I don't really enjoy it. I would still create those modes, but it's not what I want to do really. Like racing stuff, but kind of at the same time, that is an obvious thing he would want to do with this, I guess. So, yeah, I'm dead chuffed with. Look at these materials, man. They look fucking so cool. It's not the sharpest ever, the scuffs, but I think that's just the way it actually is. I think that's what's meant to be like, because oh man, it just looks great. And there was loads of them. I shouldn't really. I'm kind of poor right now, so I shouldn't have bought them. But when I saw that there was someone who'd done like amazing substrate materials, I couldn't resist. I was like, yes, okay. And then, oh yeah, I can't remember if I talked about this or not already, but this was a conversion from a cascade effect to a Niagara, which it's not looking quite as good because it lost a couple of the things that make it cool. But honestly, I just liked a few things about this, and I can learn from it, you know, how it was done. So sort of going to be working on. I really want to do my own flames, which is not a big deal. I've already made one before, but it wasn't the best. But the way that this is made up of a million different little spiraling images, I don't know. It's a bit of a. It was easier just to throw this in. I just want something to be there that's kind of cool straight away. I've also got to change where it spawns from to be a little bit lower, because while I can't change the fact that if you're moving fast, it's going to look like it's spawning from somewhere else, if I put it lower at least, it'll make more sense. But it is spawning from the thruster bell. But anyway, that'll do for now. I'm just delighted with the fact that you can land as well, because that was such a big deal in the last one, where I basically you have to like get it to, this is more detail than any is required, but so was this entire video. But holy shit, that looks good, dude. The clouds and that. This is honestly fucking well awesome. It just for what it is already. So looking forward to doing more. It's definitely hyping me up. But yeah, being able to walk is like such a novelty. Like you wouldn't think so, but it's like you couldn't do it with physics enabled. So it's like when you're on the ground, it's like if you're close to the ground and you press like right now I'm still just like in physics mode, but as soon as you press like up to walk forward or look left or right, it'll instantly snap to walking mode, and then as soon as you pull the triggers, you're back to flying again. So I'm pretty chuffed about that. And then I think that's about all, really. That is the gist of what's going on here, and I'm looking forward to doing some more, like getting some bodies, getting some. The next focus is going to be the guns and the bullets, because it's so fucking fun shooting. And then there's a million things to think about. It's such a learning curve. Oh my god, unreal. But this is looking absolutely gorgeous for resolution and things. Like I say, I think I'm taking for granted the fact that I've got a freaking great computer. Like, wow, that sky, I just threw that in there off the marketplace as well, and I wasn't really expecting it to be as high quality as it is, and then having the volumetric clouds up there really fucking makes it. Holy shit, dude. Anyway, I hope this runs good, but I'll work on figuring out how I can make it easy to adjust the resolution. I don't think they've, but when I first was having a look at this, they hadn't done a DLSS for 5.7 yet in NVIDIA, so I couldn't use it yet, but honestly, it looks fucking amazing. I was using a Quest 3 5080 14900K, and you would hope that given there's not much going on that it's actually not that heavy and that anyone can play it, but who knows. Probably not, because my computer is kind of making a racket over there, but it is running so fucking smooth, thanks to Grok, with all its help with setting up the parameters for the project. It's, at least I think that's largely part of that. I think Grok really nailed it with the project setup. We've got bloom enabled, which is, you don't see that very often in VR. I can't tell if I like it or not. I kind of do a little bit, because without it, maybe it's a little bit too high, but without it turns everything pretty like bleak and not. But with it on, it's a little bit hazy over there. But anyway, something to think about. Even just now as I'm talking, like flying around here, I fucking love this, man. This is so cool. Just like flying. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to do. My friend was saying about explaining how in Elite Dangerous how you've got this button that like lets you like it takes off flight assist, and I didn't really get why you would want that at first. You know, I hadn't really thought about it much, but like it came up, and he was saying it's because like you might want to like be turning but just like free form it, whereas right now I've got it set up kind of like flight assist is on. The reason I've got that is mainly so you can easily stabilize yourself, so you just let go of the thrusters and you're stable. But if I put a button to stop the angular dampening, that would effectively do that. So you know, you turn off the thrusters but your body will keep rolling. I actually meant to do that, but I'll do that for the next one because I'm curious to see, because I like the idea of that certainly, but using just one thruster alone kind of gives a similar effect, because you kind of need both of them to be getting lift. So that's another balance I wanted, was to have it so that one of them doesn't necessarily raise you up, and that leaves it open for the possibility where, like, say it's like, oh, heat up this thing to open this door or something like that. It makes it easier to do that. I thought about, like, you know, maybe you can latch onto surfaces or something. I don't know, you know, like maybe the side's got a magnet and you're just like boom, like, and then you're using your thruster to like heat something up. But that is you know, it sounds cool anyway. So I don't know, all sorts of possibilities. Also wanted to do, that was just another passing idea, but where you've got like a rocket attached to your head, like a guided rocket that fires from your head, so you can be flying along and you can just look and target and then press a button and it'll launch a rocket. I thought that'd be fucking cool as well. Anyway, a million things I could do. I'm not going to do any of them. The fact that I've done this much is amazing to me. Oh shit, dude, that looks fucking well nice. I love textures that are great, or materials that are great, and these are definitely some fucking great materials. And, you know, there's such a problem with VR these days where everyone's making games for Quest, so it's got to run on a Quest, and it's got to run on a PC, and it's got to run on this. I was playing Half-Life Alyx the other day, and I was like, God damn it, man, this game is astoundingly good, and no one's topped it yet. There's no one that has come even close to topping that game. And it doesn't look like Valve are going to be releasing a VR game anytime soon either. They said that recently. It was sort of confirmed a couple of days ago, because like anyone sort of following Steam and Valve and VR, you're kind of curious what's happening with their next VR game. But they did pretty explicitly say in an interview they didn't want to mislead anyone, and they were saying categorically, like, nah, we're not doing that. And I was like, oh, that's not what we wanted to hear, is it? But I don't know. You never know with them boys. I can't see them releasing that Steam frame without a full VR game to go with it. Like, come off it. No fucking way is that possible. It's not happening. Right. Anyway, very cool to be flying around in this again, where it's actually not a big giant pain, and it's all on a nice new project where it doesn't have all the mess from my learning excursions or whatever. So yeah, delighted.